A topic that I have been wanting to talk about for a while, that people have reached out to me a lot about, is how to maintain a positive spirit during a time like this. There is a lot going on in the world today, as everybody knows. I don't even have to tell you. There could be people watching this video who have lost someone. There could be people who are struggling because they don't have a job. They don't have an income right now. There could be people who were just experiencing mental health symptoms before, and everything expanded now that they had to go into their house and be in a state of isolation. First and foremost, before I even get into any kind of advice or any kind of topic, I just want to say I'm sorry to those people. I've experienced my fair share of things going on as well, as some people know, but I'm still here. So I feel grateful that I'm still in a pretty good position and that I can use my voice and use my testimony to help people who are going through difficult times. For me, having been in a position before where I felt at rock bottom and had to climb my way up, I kind of know when I'm starting to get towards those types of places, and I do everything I can to avoid them, and thankfully I haven't had any kind of a relapse since. To get a little bit more specific, in 2013 I was doing really poorly, and for future videos I'll probably get more into that, but for the purposes of this video I will just talk about the fact that it was right after I had gotten my first mental health diagnosis, which was anxiety disorder, depression, panic disorder, and agoraphobia. Again, those are each topics of their own. So if you know, you know for right now. At some point I'll get in more depth with those topics. When I got those, I really didn't believe that that's what was going on, because I was feeling physical symptoms, and I didn't think that our mental could tie into our physical at all. Now I know that they're very much intertwined. But anyways, fast forward till now. When the pandemic first started, I just assumed that it's a hoax or it's just really overstated. And it just kept going, it kept snowballing. We kept seeing all these numbers on the news, especially here in New York, 100,000 deaths a day. It was just getting to the point where I was constantly anxious. I was constantly worried about what's going to happen to me, what's going to happen to my family. So I had to tap into the things that I had to do before, when it was just mental health symptoms and it wasn't a pandemic going on. So I had to really take a self-inventory. That's an important one. Take a self-inventory of how you're doing, how you're feeling. Think about your thoughts. Write them down, as a matter of fact. I am feeling A, B, C, D, and E. It's a powerful tool to actually be able to look at the things that you are thinking so that you can know the patterns behind everything that's going on. You can sit down and analyze that a little bit. Why do I think this way? What's going on? Is there something specific in the background that makes me think this thing? So anyways, with the pandemic, I had to kind of tap out to a lot of the negative sources that I typically would be tapping into, whether that be people, whether that be Facebook accounts or Instagram accounts, things that normally, I usually control my own narrative when it comes to positivity, but with everything going on, the news was controlling a lot of the narrative. So I had to bring the control and the power back to myself and cut off the news the majority of the time. I know some people think, well, that's irresponsible. You might not know, you might miss something that's going on. Trust me, if something really big is going on, you'll find out somehow, unless you live in the back of the woods. You're not around anyone and you don't see any kind of TV or social media. You'll find out. And I'm not saying everyone else has to cut those things out cold turkey, but limits are really good. It's a really good thing to have limits on things that affect you emotionally. Getting up early in the morning before the world starts, praying, meditating, filling myself with positivity, because I see it as we have a meter. When we wake up, we're up here, we're at the best we're going to be for the day, assuming that that's a good day and there's no carryover from yesterday. And everything that we watch, everything that we experience that gives us negativity brings the meter down little by little. The meter is going to go down no matter who you are. So your goal is to make that thing go down as slowly as possible. So you have to really pay attention to your intake on those negative sources, like I said, whether that be people, whether that be things you watch, things you listen to, etc. You have to, even if you're remote, make yourself a routine. Routines, as I have said before, and I will say again, really important, because there are days that we get up, we don't feel like doing anything. We just feel like, I'm really down today, and there's just nothing going on for me. I'm depressed. I don't want to do this. But if you already have it on your schedule and you already planned to commit to it, you're going to get through it. Hobbies. Make sure that you have things that you can do that involve your mind. And it would be great if some of those things are physical too, your body and your mind at the same time. Because when you have those activities that serve as a mental distraction, it gives you less time and energy to worry, because an idle mind goes everywhere. You don't sit idly by and just expect your mind to be like, well, what if I won the lottery? What if this great thing happened to me today? What if I found $1,000 on the ground? No, you're thinking of the most catastrophic things. So we have to control where our mind and where our thoughts are going. And that was pretty much my last point. Don't sit in the boat with no paddle and expect to be taken to paradise. You take that paddle and you fight against those elements. You fight against the elements, because the world is built in such a way that if we just go with the flow, go with whatever is going on, follow the trends, we're going to end up nowhere in a hurry. And so many things happen, even to celebrities: depression, suicide, a whole bunch of things happen to people who are just kind of drifting and going. Make sure that you're in control. Make sure that you're in control. And if you have faith like me, remember that the Creator made us, put us here for a reason, and God is good. Music and mental health.